Continuing on with Gamesmaster magazine from August of 1999, and we're still on the Star Wars The Phantom Menace section, the review of the game I should say, and we'll start where we finished off last time. So, furthermore, towards the end of the game, things starts to pick up and it's too little too late by then. Combined all that with the clumsy control system and you feel something is definitely lacking as you go through it. Predictability. A lot what goes on in The Phantom Menace is more of an experience in frustration rather than the sci-fi extravaganza it should have been. A lot of the levels are packed with very tedious jumping exercises and basic puzzle solving. After playing the likes of Tomb Raider and Soul Reaver, we know it doesn't have to be as weak as this. It all falls down to the unholy marriage of adventure, action and puzzle, which is doomed to end in divorce, faster than your average member of the royal family. It can be done, but not within the confines of following the movie plot so closely. There's no escaping that this does feel like a Star Wars game when you're playing it, but you always feel you're fighting against the restraints of the game rather than working with it to get maximum experience out of it. Damn it, LucasArts have some close to underwhelming the Star Wars universe within the game, and they just aren't allowed to do that. Thankfully, we know that there are at least 2 more killer games on the way. Predictability. Phantom Menace is not great fun to play. There's no real exploring to do, and the combat soon dissolves into brain-deaded button holding. Being able to save your game wherever you like, giving yourself infinite lives, means that there is no feeling of tension anywhere in the game. There is no doubt that this will sell by the truckload purely on the strength of the film, and maybe the developers did push the envelope safe in that knowledge. Did not push this, I should say. There is no defined Star Wars game experience it should have been. Amazingly for Lucas Games, it's lacking somewhat imagination, and it seems to rely heavily on the celluloid Big Brother to give it a boost. It's not terrible, but at the same time, everybody was expecting so much more from it. At the end of the day, Star Wars fans will no doubt fawn over its movie-like sound, plot and effects, while the die-hard gamers will finish it in a couple of days and wonder what's all the fuss is about. So there you go. That's your review of Gamesmaster magazine. Yeah, that's your review of... It's been a long weekend. That's all I'm going to say. Number of characters 4, number of weapons loads. Coolest weapon lightsaber, nastiest enemy Darth Maul, players, planet visitors, plenty, Jar Jar Binks, what a get. So what we got here at the top. Let's talk about Rex. In an effort to make this even more like the film, you can have a limited conversation with some of its characters. However, you'll find that whatever you say, you'll end up with the same answer. It doesn't really matter what you say. Most conversations end up the same. Forget the T-14. I want your anti-grav bum Georgian. Okay. Here, borrowing my torch. Oops, sorry. That's a lightsaber. He's working for the people who tried to kill you. Get the info out of him and show him the sharp end of your lightsaber. That'll learn him. That's a bit of a short for a stormtrooper. We've seen the film and we reckon it's great to ignore the critics who slaved it. Mr. Lucas, what exactly is my motivation in this scene? I do despise Jar Jar Binks. I'm not going to deny it. How did we bring everything dull? What are the bloody parachutes? Obviously, that's the Gungan city underwater in Naboo. Lightsabers. What's that? Shamang? I can't pronounce that. Give me a big rocket launcher and the enemy will feel the force, alright, right between the eyes. Oh. Time to make a kebab out of this cute little muppet. Use your lightsaber as a skewer for a laugh. Okay. Lights, camera, action. LucasArts calls this an action game because you don't just blast everything, but it seems as though the extras added to give the game variety don't rise above a shoot 'em up. Find the switch to open the doors. They're usually a room next to the door. Oh, swing on a rope to get access across a gap. How imaginative. Haha, there's my ship. I can't get hold of here. Oh, oops. Maybe I should have switched the engine off while refueling. And there is a Naboo starfighter being attacked by a droid Federation spaceship. Totally epic. The space combat in the first movies was incredible. Well, wait until you see the laser film vacuum episode 1. Users. Star Wars episode 1, The Phantom Menace. That's a nice bit of art there. As you can tell, this is an old magazine. More than a flashy stick. Waving a lightsaber around is all very impressive, but it's not to everybody's weapons of choice. Have a gander at some of the other whoosh-bang nasties you can unleash on the enemy when waging your light stick isn't enough. Waggling your light stick. A machine gun style blaster that'll make getting through a crowded room for a big cinema queue a bit easier. That would come in handy. This was so clumsy of the Imperials to leave weapons lying around. Someone could get hurt. Maybe I'll just hand this into lost property. Rocket launchers, crowd pleaser, blasters. Yeah, that will do the job very nicely. Just after none of the Imperial droids have managed to figure out a lightsaber or we'll be in trouble. Okay. Okay, this was going to be a rounder. Wanted dead or alive, the baddest of the bad, scum of the universe, so bad that even Will Smith and his men in black would be hard pushed to take this lot on, so it's up to you to try. Jar Jar Binks, did you something to be a goodie, Binks? Okay. You can see where Darth Sidious got the idea of stormtroopers. That's actually quite a good point. Darth Maul, evil through and through, but the coolest lightsaber ever. Smashing. So what we got here? Worst character, Jar Jar Binks. Possible replacement, Zaza Gambo. Best toy lightsabers. Any sequels, 2 more movies. Lucas bank AC very full. Oh, banking account, yes. When the film out now? When was he dead? Jar Jar Binks. Wished he was dead. Lucas Hart income by zeros. 113 billion. Bill Gates income 100 billion. GM verdicts more. GM wages more than that. Film rating something. So then, oh yeah, nice color scheme. Can't read it. Obi-Wan feeling good about his useful selection of weapons to use. Thermal detonators are fun for a crowd. You never see many Jedi using thermal detonators, though. If you have these ships haven't got any anti-theft devices, then they're goners. That's actually quite an interesting point. Can you feel the Force? Nah, it's just that mega curry we all had last night on Tatooine, dude. Keeping your finger pressed on it seems to be the most deal with most combat situations. Skillful play, her. Ah, look at Naboo. Kill him now. Ever seen an Omen? Then you'll know evil children can be, if they are nobbled Damien when he was a napper, then he would have tried to end the world. So why not kick Anakin in him when you find him? Remember, he grows up to be Darth Vader. Okay, fair enough. Sod off, Brad. I'm trying to look through with me big guns. Ah, bless. Now quickly shove a lightsaber in his head. That would solve a lot of problems in future. Looks like the Roman architects have invaded Star Wars universe. Okay, I guess it's a real bad time to get an itchy nose. Okay, they won't like it up. The Jedi main weapon is a lightsaber. It's very effective if you shove it right where the sun doesn't shine, but you can also use it to deflect blaster shots, and you can aim it right. You can even kill some off with a ricochet. Interesting. The fact that this is Star Wars means it can draw on a vast Lucas vault of sound effects and graphical loveliness, the Judgment. Presentation, it's bleeding Star Wars, great music, and the scenes from the film. Special effects are top whack too. Gameplay, lacking, packed with gameplay glitches and frustrations. It wasn't Star Wars, it would be cack. Lifespan, 12 modest chapters. Added interest thanks to the movie's plot, but not long-term interest. Best bits, crack the volume when you get a fight for those awesome Star Wars sound effects. Worst bit, the lack of serious gameplay. Come on guys, this should have been so much better. The force is strong with this one. The 2 Star Wars games duke it out to rule the PC games universe, but which one will Yoda choose? And then it's Pod Race and Phantom Menace. Appears that Pod Race is going to be the better one. Disappointing, but not as bad as it could have been. Lacking in variety, although it's almost made up for the stunning effects and music, 75%. If you like this X-Wing Alliance and Jedi Knight for Star Wars action, or Soul Eater for 3D action affair. Oh, weren't joking when they said it's a lot of Star Wars in this game magazine from August of 1999. So basically, it wasn't that good. Don't think I've ever played it. Might have played it on a demo on the PlayStation 1 or PSX for us old people. The thing is with Star Wars is that now there's just too much of it. I mean, I've got a friend who used to run a video shop, a DVD rental shop, I should say. And he basically said that to the original trilogy, he liked it. Obviously, it was his favourite films. But he said the prequel trilogy, he can't stand it. Absolutely can't stand it. I don't know what his view was of the sequel trilogy. For starting with The Force Awakens. He probably never even watched it, to be honest. It's called milking the goat in the movie industry. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Next episode will be on pod racing. Somebody's obviously copied F-Zero X. Much obliged. See you soon.